Before the disappearance of these 4 Takoradi girls, the region is known to be one of the safest places you could live in Ghana. Residents here are mostly farmers, teachers, nurses, and traders. The beautiful streets, the amazing tourist sites could not hide the tragic kidnap and the gruesome murder of these 4 girls. You see, every horror movie starts with a calm atmosphere. The weather was calm and peaceful and beautiful. In all, it was a peaceful day, but not for our first victim. Ruth Abaka was kidnapped on 29th July 2018 near Diabena Methodist Church, where she goes to worship God. The night on which she was abducted, the family searched and searched and searched, but could not find her. Soon after, they started calling her phone. Her mother, her elder sister, even her neighbors called her phone over and over and over again, but they could not reach her. They searched from house to house, building to building, but she was nowhere to be found. Terrified and frightened, the community organized a search party to cover more grounds. They searched and searched throughout the night, but they couldn't find her. The next day came with no signs of Ruth Abaka. The community resumed their search that early morning, hoping to see her back from wherever she might have gone to the previous day. Then came the call that brought shivers to her family and the entire community. A call from her abductors. The elder sister of Ruth Abaka says the kidnappers called her, demanding for money before they release her on the 30th of July 2018, the day after her disappearance. The kidnappers also called the mother of Ruth Abaka, demanding for ransom before they release her. They followed up with a series of text messages, one of which was sent on December 6, 2018 at 5:55 p.m. which read, "Your daughter is sick. You better pick so she can come back home." Our second victim was described by her family as an amazing and cheerful girl. Priscilla Blessing Bempton was kidnapped on the 17th of August 2018 in a town called Kansawurodo in Takoradi. Soon after her disappearance, the kidnappers called the family demanding for ransom. The family quickly raised the money so as to see their little girl back home and safe. After paying $650 to these kidnappers, they later demanded for an additional $81 for her release. But after the $81 was paid, the kidnappers switched off their phones. The story of our third victim will give you chills. In fact, the last call she made with her mother will give you nightmares. Ruth's Love Kwaesin left home on December 4th, 2018 around 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. to go to the MTN office for job recruitment. Later that day, she called her mother crying for help because some people covered her face and took her to a room demanding for $81 before they released her. The kidnappers later called the family demanding for $1,630 ransom to be paid to the victim's phone before they released her. Of course, the family was frightened, they were terrified, they were scared, so they went to the telecommunication company for the number that the kidnappers called on to be traced. Of course, the telecommunication company said no, because they had to come with a formal police request before they tracked the number. So the family went to the Takoradi Central Police Station to report a missing person, but they were told that they already have one unresolved missing person case, so they should take the report to the next police station. Soon after, the kidnappers started calling. They will call that the victim is hungry, so they should send money. So the family will send $16. Another day, the kidnappers called that the victim is sick, so they should send another money, and they also sent $16. But when the kidnappers insisted insisted that they paid $1,630 US. The family had to play smart, so they called on the Bureau of National Investigations and reported the case. Our fourth victim, and the youngest of them all, the straw that broke the camel's back, the case that would cost the entire country, the police service, the Bureau of National Investigations, and the government to take the kidnapping cases serious. Priscilla Manchebi disappeared on December 21st, 2018 at Untold Junction. Her disappearance remains a mystery to many because Untold Junction is one of the busiest and the safest place in the community. After a series of payments to these kidnappers, the Bureau of National Investigations was able to pinpoint the location of the kidnappers. This led to the arrest of an old student of Takoradi Technical Institute, but later they realized that he was not connected to the kidnappers, so he was released. Within the second week of kidnapping, another $81 was sent to the kidnappers, but this time with the help of the police and the Bureau of National Investigation, the first suspect was arrested. Sam Odiotuk-Wills, a Nigerian, was arrested on December 22nd, 2018. Sam Odiotuk-Wills, a Nigerian, was arrested on December 22nd, 2018 in connection to the kidnapping of the Takoradi girls. But on the 30th of December 2018, barely 8 days later, he escaped from police custody, a prison break that would force the entire community to take matters into their own hands. The second suspect, John Oji, would be arrested months later on June 12, 2019 in Togo while on the run for what the people of Takoradi describe the worst kidnapping case in the history of Ghana. So I keep asking myself, how did the first suspect, Sam Odiotuk-Wills, escape police custody? Yes, the police is corrupt, we all know that. But how wicked can you be? How insensitive can you be? I mean, how can you aid someone to escape police custody while helping in an ongoing investigation? So the bigger question here is, who helped him escape? Days after the escape of the first suspect, Sam Odiotuk-Wills, from police custody, somehow residents and the entire Takoradi community demanded an investigation and prosecution of the officers on duty when the first suspect escaped from police custody. I mean, he didn't just disappear. So who helped him? Days later, Sam Odiotuk-Wills was recaptured at his hideout at Kansawurodo, but no one knew how he escaped or who helped him. During the rearrest of Sam Odiotuk-Wills, the police were able to discover some clothes which were confirmed to be the clothes of Priscilla Manchebi Koranchi, our fourth victim. After his arrest, he told the police that he was helped by one CID and one resident in Takoradi town who goes by the name Kwesi. So the Western Region Police Command then set up an investigation into the escaping of the first suspect, but the results of the investigation were never known. Now, at this point, the families were fed up. I mean, it's been months since the first girl disappeared, and yet there are no tangible evidence that the girl is still alive. I mean, the families of the kidnapped girls cried so loud that the entire community demonstrated against the shoddy works of the police and their delay in finding the missing girls and prosecuting the suspect. Now, the demonstration was a good call. I mean, it was able to put the police and the security services and all that on their toes. But what happened next would tear your soul apart. On the 2nd of April 2019, the CID boss Tiwa Adodankwa assured the families they knew the whereabouts of the girls. So this is a good news. I mean, this was the only good news since the disappearance of the girls. So the questions at this point were, where were they found? Are the girls still alive? But it wasn't long before the entire community realized that they were being lied to. I mean, lied to by the police. How? You see, the police didn't find the girls like they said on the 2nd of April 2019. In fact, they cooked up the story in order to calm the families down and to calm the angry community as well, following the demonstration they held in the previous chapter. Now, this gave birth to another demonstration. The entire community stormed the CID headquarters and demanded for the information on the whereabouts of their girls, because their boss said they know the whereabouts of the girls. So where are my girls? Due to the incompetence of the CID boss, the entire community and Ghanaians in general pleaded with the government to sack this woman. But no. Instead, she was reassigned. Promoted actually. It still bugs me today. It's like, how did these people not get it? How do you not get it? She lied to the entire region, the entire community. These people were searching for their girls. You lied to them, and then your bosses just promoted you. The community grew restless, and their search for the 4 missing girls continued. However, their faith in the police to help find their missing girls disappeared almost instantly. But on the 2nd of August 2019, the town came to a standstill. The search stopped. The most shocking news was given to the families, but it wasn't what they had hoped for. A special police operation led to the discovery and exhumation of the 4 missing girls at Takoradi, Kansarodo in the western region. The first 3 bodies were discovered in a septic tank behind the uncompleted house where the key Nigerian suspect Sam Odiotukwios had been living. The 4th body was found few meters away from where he kept the first 3 bodies. The bodies were found with signs suggesting massive sexual abuse. You see, the kidnappers didn't take the girls to another town. The girls were right under their noses. So who is to blame? The police, the community search party? They have searched for months, but then they could not find the girls. After the exhumation, DNA samples were taken on each skull for analysis. The families were of the hope that the DNA results would confirm that the dead bodies are not their missing girls. Don't get me wrong, the families more than anything wanted to see their missing girls, but not the way the police found them. But days after, the result came, and it was 99.99% match. On the 5th of March 2021, the Second High Court, presided over by Justice Richard Ajay Frimpong, sentenced to death 2 Nigerians, Sam Odiotukwios and John Orji, for their involvement in the kidnapping and murder of the 4 Takoradi girls. Even after the judgments, the families still have doubts. They are certain that the police only wanted to give them closure, but they are very much sure that the girls are still alive. Surprisingly, while I was researching on this case, I realized that the CID and the Kwesi guy who helped the first suspect, Sam Odiotukwios, escaped police custody were never heard from, neither were they punished. In fact, nothing was heard from the police again on this very matter. So this got me thinking, what was the police hiding at the time? Could it be that this Kwesi guy is another suspect? Come to think of it, why would you go through all that trouble to free a suspect from the police custody if you don't have anything to hide? Sam Odiotukwios and John Orji are Nigerians. They were new in Ghana. So it is possible that this Kwesi guy who went through all that trouble to, help him break out of police custody is hiding something. But the investigation that the police, launched into that to find out what actually happened, nothing was known after the investigation. Now, on the case of the CID boss lying to the families that she knew the whereabouts of the girls, I believe that when the families said the police just want to close the case and move on, I believe that. If not, why would you lie to the families? I mean, this is a very sensitive case. Now, on the issue of the DNA analysis, the forensics and the medical examiners were able to determine the DNA match of the girls to their families, but they were not able to tell how old the bodies were. I mean, it's been months and part of the bodies are already skeleton and all that, but knowing how long the bodies were there will be able to confirm, clear all doubts that those were actually the bodies of the 4 missing girls, because it is possible that something is not right somewhere. Anyway, I'm still wrapping my head around this entire case, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. There are so many loopholes in this case, and I believe the suspects are still out there. I mean, some are still out there. Even if these 2 guys are the main suspects, there are some people out there who took part in this whole kidnapping thing, but the girls are already dead and there is no way we'll be able to know if there are other suspects hiding somewhere. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I've poured 24 hours of research in this video to be able to cover all that happened from 2018 to 2021 when the judgment was passed or the sentence was passed, whatever. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you have watched the video to this point, thank you so much. Do me a favor by subscribing to this channel so that my next update you'll be notified to come and watch. Thank you so much, and don't forget to leave your comments in the comment box below. I'll be so glad to read your comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.